fraudsters, we want to have our information correct. Some people are sort of smirky at us, and we've had double agents in here telling us that we haven't got our information right, we're publishing outdated facts. But would you believe those same outdated facts are actually generating some really good leads because people are giving us the correct information, which we're really enjoying.
Today I have something big for you, my fellow Avengers. The scale of this is hard to wrap your head around. It involves publicly listed criminal organizations in Pakistan, fentanyl trafficking, and a large fraud network in Texas.
So you can see that we've already had people arrested just yesterday, which is quite exciting. Now, what we also want to highlight here is an Avenger. An Avenger, I'm called the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and I'm called that because I was in the New York Times. They did a 2-page spread about my quest to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. I've also recently been in a Bloomberg documentary.
You are a real piece of
and this
paradigm.
This is
dividended out.
The documentary here.
Still experiencing trouble.
And it's hyper fun. So Bloomberg did a 10-month investigation onto one of the scams that I was exposing, and it's a $1.9 billion scam. 671,000 people have viewed this in the last 2 months. It's had 700 comments. Bloomberg wouldn't have put a team of investigators onto me or exposed the people behind it if they didn't think that what I'm doing is actually, I don't want that working, I'm not worthwhile doing. So just bear in mind, everyone that helps us with information is actually called an Avenger. And that means when I got called the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger by the New York Times, from now on, everyone that helps me on with information, we call them Avengers. And that's also, if you provide any information, we're going to be called you whistleblower or anonymous. We're not going to use your real name. I just want to say that. Or we may give you a title if you really help us with some amazing information called the Avenger.
Abtach Limited, now known as Intersys, claims to be Pakistan's fastest growing IT firm, with operations across the US, UK, UAE, China, South Korea, Dubai, and Texas, and its headquarters in Karachi.
Yep. So, you know, you may be surprised to know that you're part of a bigger cartel network.
Touting itself as a global digital powerhouse, Abtach offers services like book publishing, ghostwriting, logo design, mobile app development, and branding to what it claims are over 21,000 clients. But behind the polished marketing and glowing testimonials, a very different picture begins to emerge, one that raises serious, potentially criminal concerns.
So we published this article on LinkedIn. 30,000 people have viewed it so far. So hopefully we got to all their clients. What really surprised me about that is we actually got people who are getting scammed within these publishing houses rather than people that have used their service. I thought I'd have more people saying that I use their service. If you go and do, because one example is we have, a couple of days ago, we received 113 different domain names that they've been using to promote these Ponzi schemes and scams. But if you go to places like Trustpilot, you can find the 1-star reviews. But if you'd have to go through 113 different website addresses because each of these companies set themselves up with their own brand. They even register themselves as proper companies. But we know that a lot of the people that we've been chasing will actually run 25 or 30 different brands under their umbrella, which is really interesting. And that's why we need to follow each and every lead that you can provide us.
I'm publishing this blog not just to expose what's already been alleged, but to ask a simple question.
Here's the question. Listen to this if you can. I'm sorry it's been read to you, but you don't want me reading it to you.
Have you had any dealings with Abtach, Digitonics Labs, or one of the many front companies or brands run by this group?
Have you? Come on. Any information at all is useful. No excuse for you not to fight for your country. It's a public holiday today, and it's a great opportunity to show that you really believe in your country and you want to stop these people who are probably driving around in the Lamborghinis outside at the moment. So here's your chance to speak up anonymously and share information with us so that we can build a better, stronger picture of what actually is going on. because they don't stop. They blend into a different company.
If so, I want to hear from you, because the deeper we dig, the more this looks like a global scam network masquerading as a tech firm, with possible ties to some of the most notorious criminals in Pakistan's history. What are the claims? From their own, now archived, website, they boasted 100% customer satisfaction, unlimited revisions, a team of over 1,500 staff officers in 5 countries, 300% turnover growth in a single year.
300% turnover growth in a single year. Now that sounds like a great company, doesn't it? Hello, Bob. Nice to see you in the chat room.
They call themselves ethical, innovative, and client-obsessed, offering everything from animated videos and social media marketing to content management.
So a lot of the companies I've been speaking to now don't offer book publishing services. They say it's old news. Because it's got such a bad rep, they've moved on to doing social media marketing and SEO for people's websites, and also AdWord campaigns and the like. Now, I'm not saying that every company in Pakistan is obviously running a scam. That would be silly to say that. I ethically think if you're providing services like that, you should offer them to people within your own country. If you're going to go to America, try to chase the American dollar, and then you're going to employ services like using telemarketers to generate leads, these telemarketers will probably say whatever it takes to give you a lead, and then you have a potential customer in front of you, and you're going to provide them all your services at a discounted rate, but you're still quite happy to take their US dollars. I don't believe that's a good business model. And I understand that working for your own currency would probably make your life extremely hard. However, I'm entrepreneurial and I play in the same currency. I sell to other New Zealanders my product. Now, it might be easy for me to say that, but what I'm trying to get at is I don't believe that just because you might even not be a scam company, but you're still using the same type of strategies that these scam companies use. And if you're getting a bit of flack from it, it's probably because we don't know what is a scam company and what isn't a scam company, other than people on the phone saying, "Trust me, bro." You know what I was getting at? Hope so.
They call themselves ethical, innovative, and client-obsessed, offering everything from animated videos and social media marketing.
Sorry, we've read that.
But the fine print tells a different story. Their refund policy, full of loopholes. Their privacy terms, vague and evasive. Their terms of service, designed to give them all the power, and you none.
And to be honest, anyone that's going to use anyone's services these days really needs to have a bit of social responsibility and do research. And, if somebody has got terms and conditions on their website and they claim they're going to do this and going to do that and there's no refund policy, honestly, people need to actually read that and then agree to it or don't use their services. And while I'm on my high horse, if I was going to offer, let's go back to the book publishing deals. If I was going to offer a book publishing deal to somebody, I would expect to find somebody in America who is somebody credible, who I could literally ring up or contact or see the outcome of the results of the work that they did. So let's say I'm Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash is going to use your services and you're going to publish a book, and you're claiming that he's going to get his book launched in the Amazon bookstore. I would like a testimonial from Johnny Cash. I would like to be able to go to Johnny Cash's website and see his testimonial about using your services and the product that you delivered. Other than that, I wouldn't really use anyone's services. Just saying.
What investigators found. Now here's where it gets serious. In a bombshell report by Brian Krebs, Abtach and Digitonics Labs were named as part of a transnational criminal network. These groups have allegedly defrauded victims in the US and globally, using schemes like ghostwriting scams, fake trademark registrations, logo design fraud, advance fee fraud involving fake oil shipments worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. Well, Michael Bernard, you've come up with a pretty good question there. You've asked us to come up with something new. I don't know if you've just tuned in, but here's a paragraph that's new for you.
Let me make it even more specific. Asneem Bilwani, that's Asneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul Aziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural Trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's Abtach, and I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So, Michael, I don't know what side of the fence you're on or whether you're still working in one of these companies, but there's some new information for you. Rather than bitching and moaning that we might be going through the old information and we haven't got fresh information for you, I can guarantee you all the information that we have gathered is not from the internet. The FBI and Homeland Security have been working. We have been providing them information, and they are actually watching this video right now. They are monitoring the chat room as well, and they will be investigating anyone that's got leads to this information. We don't want to go half-cocked, as they say, but we are literally using every bit of intelligence that you can think of to generate leads so we can actually find who's really behind it. We want the kingpins. Yes, we already know, but we're not going to sit here and put our cards on the table. We're just going to keep generating enough evidence so when these guys are in the courtroom, it's a slam dunk. I don't know if you've ever been in a courtroom. I have. And the evidence you need to have is be pretty convincing. Well, we're just putting a cherry on top of what we already have. So keep talking, my friend, and keep telling me I don't have the latest information that you probably know, and do the right thing for your people. And share that intel with us if you know better information. Otherwise, it's yesterday's newspaper for you, is it? Wait until we get to the next blog we go.
One of the most shocking discoveries, Digitonics Labs, run by Junaid Mansour and Burhan Mirza, operates exporthub.com, a site that, at the time of writing, lists fentanyl citrate and carfentanil, along with other active pharmaceutical ingredients such as alprazolam, amphetamine, and ephedrine. This isn't just sloppy oversight, this is dangerous trafficking disguised as digital services.
Yeah, so now it's into drug trafficking. Amazing, isn't it? I remember when we were going after Bitcoin Rodney, and the FBI, Homeland Security, the IRS, and also the head prosecutor that had arrested him, and he's now incarcerated in jail in America. They wanted a video evidence of him promoting Hyperverse, a scam that I was just on Bloomberg TV with. No one had it. One of my Avengers managed to find a video where Bitcoin Rodney was talking about Hyperverse and how much money he had made, even though he didn't disclose how much money. He had an apartment where he could put his vehicle in the garage and it would go like 50 stories up, and he would be sitting there in his living room with his Lamborghini behind him. He was trying to sell his vehicles to government agents, not realizing it. I realized it because I was told. They arrested him in the airport and now he's incarcerated. He was trying to flee to Dubai. The FBI and Homeland Security and IRS, we did a video together and they looked at the information. Would you believe, out of all that, his trial is still coming, but they're not doing him on crypto fraud. They're doing him on drug trafficking because he was a drug trafficker. So these cartel networks are not just stopping when they made their millions, they're going on to drug abuse. Now, I've had a sister who's been fully involved in drugs, and she's no longer with us, but she was a heroin addict, and I hate drugs as well. So if we can stop drug trafficking, and we can also stop scam houses, then I'm your man.
The shell company web dozens of shell companies, often traced to the same addresses, form the infrastructure of this fraud empire. Many include 360 in their names, a clear pattern. Some of the companies include 360 Digital Marketing LLC, 360 Digi Marketing Limited, Digitonics Labs, Retrocubes, Intersys Limited, Intermarket Securities Limited, Supernet Technologies Limited, Ural Trade, Abtach DMCC, Export Hub, Octagroup Technologies AU, Talented Ghostwriter, Vox Ghostwriting, and Majestic Ghostwriting. And it doesn't stop there, add.
Right. Now, interestingly enough, a couple of these companies have reached out to me and threatened to sue me if I don't take their name off this list. I'm not taking their name off the list because I've simply asked them to prove that they have got themselves registered, and also I want them to prove to me that they are running legitimate businesses, and also I want proof that their clientele is the real deal, that meaning the people they're selling their services to are happy. Customer testimonials They haven't ghosted people after they've taken money from them. Have they all taken money up front? All this sort of stuff. So any information that you see here, we're not claiming we're 100% right, but if your name, your company is listed here and it's incorrect, then provide us proof that you're not part of these this company. Provide us proof that you haven't had any association with Aztec or was it Digitonics, whatever it's called. Here we go. Let's carry on.
And it doesn't stop there. Add Creative Ink Labs Incorporated, Proficient Helper LLC, Octaverse LLC, Max Mindtech LLC, Tixona Marketing LLC, Tignato PVT Limited, Skysoft Tech PVT Limited, Lizio Consultation and Technologies, and even QuranMasterOnline.com.
I'm just going to read Michael's comment. It's always interesting when we get somebody in there with obviously a lot of knowledge, but may not want to share that knowledge. But I'm hoping you do, Michael. But let's listen to your comment.
That is basically your blog. We have seen it. We were excited for something solid and new on the podcast.
Can you name someone else, Michael, that's actually doing something about this? So here you are, bitching and moaning that I haven't got something solid for you. I'm a New Zealander. I live in New Zealand. I don't get paid for doing this. I might get I get $300 or $400 New Zealand dollars a month for my YouTube channel. And here I am on a YouTube live showing you a article that has had 30,000 people view it in 2 weeks on LinkedIn, and it's posted on my own website. I'm fully sticking my neck out the line. I've got emails from companies claiming that I'm going to be done for defamation if I don't remove their name. And you have come in here and you are actually criticizing me for doing something. What are you doing? Have you provided any information to me? Or are you just here to criticize me? Because it sounds like you're just here to criticize me. Right, I don't know if I said that last paragraph, but keep going if you like, Michael, because I'm starting to think you're working for the other side.
These aren't just businesses. They are tools of deception in a well-oiled transnational scam machine.
Right, and also this is blog number 1. We've done an updated blog that you'll hear in a few minutes. Here we go.
The Axact connection. Confused by the similar names? Let me clarify. Axact was a Pakistani company exposed by the New York Times in 2016 for running a $90 million fake degree mill. Many believe that after Axact's exposure, Azneem Bilwani, a diversified businessman, saw the opportunity in fraud-based software house models and built Abtach in Axact's image. And he didn't build it alone. He recruited Axact insiders, including Mohammed Salman Yusuf, now a senior figure in Abtach operating out of the UK.
Yeah. Now, interesting enough, as I said at the start of this video, we've currently got, we did have 100, we've currently got 85 people watching this live. We have 13 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down. Why have we got 3 thumbs down? Why do you think that is? Are those people that we're exposing afraid? Can you guys please give us the thumbs up so we outpower these mongrels? The 3 thumbs down, no doubt, are coming from people who are running the scam houses, trying to stop us. And the 13 thumbs up are from people who are probably working in those scam houses, trapped, being threatened. I mean, enough is enough. I've had enough. I'm sick and tired of busting scams. If you went to my database, this is my database that is not public. This database is shared by 6 different government agents around the world. Persons of interest. I currently have over 400 people I'm investigating. These are not people who are just on a Zoom meeting. These are people which we've been gathering information, some of them for years. If I go to these names here, these are names of people that of interest that we are currently investigating. These are just some of the people that are on my radar, not on the FBI's radar, not on Homeland Security's radar. If we go back to home, you will see the Ponzi schemes and scams that I'm currently investigating. I have over 153 different scams that we've been investigating. This one scam here, $350 million we've watched. We have found their scam factory. We have sent Bloomberg to knock on their doors to where this scam factory was. They packed up ship and moved 400 workers out of this building. We have power to stop these people. We have people that we can send to do police raids. There's a guy called Ken Gamble, if I get his name right. Ken Gamble. He is a private investigator working out of Australia, and I've spelled his name wrong. He owns a company called fwglobal.com. His job, and I could ring him and talk to him right now, is to go into these companies and raid them and stop them. So his job is doing raids. He'll go into call centers. This is the Global Financial Crime Summit. And if you have a look here, right by the podium, you'll see me standing with my glasses on. This was the crime summit that we went to. This is a guy that lost $1.2 million to a scam. $1.8 million to a scam. They managed to retrieve, I think it was 2.2 million. I can't quite remember the figures, but they managed to retrieve money. Aaron West, a big fighter, human trafficking compounds. Cambodian chief of police. J5, J3s, special agents. These are just some of the king players. University scholars from Egypt. These are some of the people that wanted their photos taken. A lot of secret agents in here. So Ken Gamble is a guy that may be raiding your call center. He travels around the world, Philippines, Thailand, everywhere, and he arrests people. These are the people. This is not the organization behind this investigation. This is just one of many people that we have at our fingertips. So even though you might not agree with our tactics, Michael, and you may not be doing anything yourself in the chat room, then you need to actually sit back and do something yourself about it, or stop criticizing people that are doing something when you're doing nothing. So what makes it so dangerous? Let's carry on.
What makes this so dangerous? This isn't your average scam. It's a weaponized enterprise. Investigators found Abtach and Digitonics use US visas to import operatives into Texas. These operatives launch fake businesses backed by slick websites, and Google Ads victims are blackmailed and extorted. Google has shut down hundreds of accounts, but many are still active. HSI, FBI, Dodge, and Pakistan's FIA are involved in ongoing investigations. In 2024 alone, they are estimated to have spent $40 million on Google Ads, raising the question, where is all this money coming from?
Yeah, and I'm going to bring up a receipt which will blow your brains because I can. And when we say somebody spent $40,000 on Google AdWords, this is just one receipt from one company. If I can find it, let's see if I can do this. Not that one. Must be a screenshot. Persons, images. No, we're not doing too good at this at the moment, are we? Screenshots. Yeah, that's it. I'll just see if I can grab this. Or new tab. All right. So I will hide the name of the company, but I will let you see. All right. So, all right. Okay. So this is just one company, and this is their AdWords campaign. And these are the names and the different brands and the expense they've had expending money on AdWords. And these are the brands. And that's just one company. So, I think that added up to $70,000. Well, I can't even comprehend how much money some of that is. And then orders. So that's $400,000, I believe. Upsells, the whole 9 yards. So 39 different brands just with one company there alone. So Google, when we first published this ad, we wrote to Google asking them why they're suppressing our ads, because a lot of their advertising, I mean, Google might be a bit red-faced about this, but it sounds like Google's been taking money from scam companies. Let's not go there for now because I want to keep my YouTube channel alive. But that's what's happening, guys.
The book publishing ghostwriting scam. This is psychological warfare disguised as publishing. They impersonate major publishers like Amazon, Penguin, or even the New York Times. Victims are baited with low upfront costs, $1,000 or less, and huge promises of 300% returns, bestsellers, and movie deals. Then come the upsells, marketing, editing, promotional packages. Victims are pressured and groomed, like in pig butchering scams, until they are drained emotionally and financially. Some lose over $100,000, left humiliated and broken.
So we got some intel yesterday. I was actually in a phone call with somebody from Pakistan, and they said there's normally like 3 levels of scams. There's, the low-line stuff where you recruit people in the office to scam people, and then you go into the bigger scams, and then obviously bigger again. And obviously when they get up to $100,000 worth of scam from one person, just imagine myself, when I was in the New York Times, a book company here in New Zealand reached out to me wanting to give me a ghostwriter to write my story. They had a board meeting about it at that time. I weren't interested enough. And they said they'll revisit. Now, that was the biggest book company in New Zealand. Now, I could have got approached at that time by a Pakistani book publishing house telling me they want to publish my story. I might have actually had some money. I could have paid them $1,000 to get started, and then they would have kept doing me upsells. So if we go back to this screen here, you can actually see upsells, 254 upsells, fresh orders. So they're making money, and this is proof of income from a receipt. That's just from one publishing house. Crazy, isn't it? So, yeah, so people have actually been scammed. So people like me and like a lot of people, my Avengers, could have the offer of getting a book published and be scammed out of $100,000. Do they get the book? That's what I was thinking. No, they just ghost them. And then that company disappears. Or they just don't know how to contact somebody from Pakistan. And thank you very much, Crusader X. Really appreciate the nice comments. Michael seems like he's just disgruntled about something. And this is really cool. So let's have a listen.
The trademark registration scam. They offer trademark services at unbelievably low prices, $50 or less. Reps pose as government officials or legal experts. Then they pile on fake fees, threats, and forged documents. The USPTO itself formally sanctioned Abtach and Digitonics. A rare move that confirms the brazen scale of this fraud.
Yeah, we appreciate all messages in the chat, even ones that aren't in English, but we can't read them, and we don't know what you're saying. They could be scare tactics for people so they don't speak up in the chat room. The chat room is public. So if you are going to use a different language, just open up ChatGPT and put your message in your language and then convert it to English for us, because we are an English-speaking country at the moment. And after that, I can't actually think if I've read this paragraph or not. So I'm going to have to read that one again. Sorry, guys.
The trademark registration scam. They offer trademark services at unbelievably low prices, $50 or less. Reps pose as government officials or legal experts. Then they pile on fake fees, threats, and forged documents. The USPTO itself formally sanctioned Abtach and Digitonics. A rare move that confirms the brazen scale of this fraud.
Yeah, so I've also heard of them charging $7,000 for an ASBN number. I think that's the book number on the back. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I think it's ASBN. I could be wrong. There's another number that you need when publishing a book that's unique. It costs $100, I heard, and they're charging $7,000 for the privilege. They're also, when they got raided originally, they had all their credit cards on file. They were literally helping themselves to people's credit cards. And you might think that's old news, Michael, but it's not, because they're still doing it today.
What you can do. This blog is bait. I'm casting a line into the murky waters of global fraud. If you've worked with, been scammed by, or helped expose Abtach Intersys or Digitonics Labs, get in touch. I want to know, why are they running POS system companies in the US? Why do they have trucking logistics companies registered in Texas? Who's funding this global web? You can remain anonymous, but your voice can help others.
You can make a difference. I'm sick of it. We've seen the human trafficking compounds where they tell people there's a job opportunity, and they get to these countries. They ask for their passport so they can fill the paperwork. They confiscate their passport, and then they put them in these trafficking compounds and force them to work to pay back the tickets for their flights over, and they're trapped. And they're there for years. I have seen videos of people who have died by suicide. I was watching a video of 200 different videos that these were used to build a case for the United Nations. It was a 106-page PDF explaining all the human trafficking compounds around the world. The person that was putting together this PDF for the United Nations gave me access to a Google Drive, and they literally were. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the videos, but I'm just going to prove that I have 200 videos where people. I was watching one video, and unfortunately, somebody jumped off the building and bounced on the ground in front of me, and obviously died. But people don't realize that, I've got pictures of, I just want you to see this on another screen just so you get the idea why I do what I do. So yes, I'm endangering my life, my welfare. I have never been scammed by a book publishing company. I don't have a personal vendetta. I don't really care about the monies I get from my YouTube channel. It's not enough to sustain my lifestyle because I live a very lavish lifestyle, But here are videos of people. There was a video here. I think it was this one over here behind, just by my ear, where they were filming it, and somebody jumped off the building and bounced on the ground. These are people who have been tortured. Here's a guy being buried alive with 5 people around him taunting him. Obviously, he's not falling for it. We've got armed guards at these doors of these complexes. So all these images are people, who have been beaten, what do they call it, with electric shocks, tasered. These are compounds from around the world. Now, I'm not saying that this is the same, you get to go home, but if we don't squish these campaigns, these companies that are growing into these empires, and we don't name and shame every single contact who was or wasn't connected to the originals, it was just going to grow into this type of shit that we see over here.
What you can do this blog is bait. I'm casting a line into the murky waters of global fraud. If you've worked with, been scammed by.
Okay, we're doubling up now. Sorry about that. So let's just have a wee look here. While this is reading, I'm going to open up all these tabs to all these companies that we allege are connected to Abtach in some which way or form.
Let's blow the whistle if you're a journalist, law enforcement agent, whistleblower, or former employee. Now's the time. Let's shut down this fraud factory before more people lose their money, identity, or peace of mind. Known scam websites used by Abtach. Here is a list of scam websites that Abtach has allegedly used to defraud victims.
Now, this is a massive list, and to drive the point home, I went through this list the other day and removed the ones that have already collapsed. But I want you to sort of get an idea of what these guys actually do. Now, I've literally opened up half. I think you'll get the idea. But I'm going to continue anyway because I can. So these are websites which have been set up to fool Westerners into thinking that these are legitimate companies. And now we've got companies that are also set up websites saying they're not associated with the scam. So how am I meant to distinguish the difference between a legitimate company providing ghostwriting services? So now we go back to good old-fashioned business. So this is a typical website that we would go to. And, it's professional. It's very well done. And there's a phone number that you can ring. One thing I did notice that a lot of these had chat boxes associated with them. So that's just one publishing house, 2 publishing house, 3 publishing houses. Some of these, this one here is called AmazonPublishingspro.com. So how can they get away with using Amazon? Obviously, Amazon may have taken that one website down. Some websites have already gone. AmazonBookPublishing.com. Are they passing off somebody else's name? So these websites, this is what are we doing here, guys? I mean, so, okay. So, our website's not associated anymore, but we're still providing the same offerings that these scam companies that have been raided are offering. And all of a sudden, there's one in here that's meant to be a legitimate company, and I'm meant to pay anything from $1,000 to $100,000 trusting that this company is the real deal. I have no idea whether these companies are real or part of the scam. So I personally wouldn't use any publishing service, any trademark service that wasn't within finger's touch. I would go to my city where I live and I would look up a directory. I would go visit the company and I'd talk to someone face to face. I would go and check out their company registration and I would figure out whether this company is legitimate or not. I would not. The logo company. Here's a company that claims that they will build your logo for you. And look, and I bet you if I went to every one of these companies and asked them whether they had their logo created by this company, they probably wouldn't know who I was talking about. These are just, mock-ups. I don't even know if they're real. I don't even care if they're real. But I know that none of these brands that I see here are these could even be brands that I do recognize. I would never be able to verify whether these brands are actually created by this company called, let's go to a big brand and let's go Top Flight Drones Inc. And I go to Top Flight Drone Inc. and I ask them if they had their website developed by the logo company. They would probably go, I don't know who the logo company is. You get where I'm coming from. The nation publishers, and there's a picture of the American flag. Do you think this website is designed to attract someone from Pakistan to get their book written? Or do you think they're targeting the Americans who know that picture? These chat room companies, live chat, Zendesk is actually the people providing the chat services. Why is Zendesk providing services to a company that has been highlighted running a scam? And now that's interesting because they all seem to use livechat.com as their chat provider. And that's the first time they've all got these little wee chat box. This one here is, so why are these chat companies providing these services to these scam companies? These are just the scam companies. You can even see their websites are basically all the same but different, if that makes sense. Chat with us, Zendesk. Chat with us, Zendesk. Why do we not report these companies to Zendesk for providing the services to these scam companies? Here's a lady, living the dream, holding the American flag, and she wants her book written. And there's a website today that I could go to, WikiClutch. Is it right? And I could go to this company and use their services. Would they ghost me? I don't know. Why would I use them? Oh, look, further reductions, 70% of your order. And what did I show you before? We went to this page here and we can see these companies and their sales that they're getting, 70% off their orders. I mean, look at the company brands, all these brands. I don't even, this is not even connected. You know what I'm saying? This is just another scam. And that's how it works. So I think you get the idea. So this is another one. These are, this.
Known scam websites used by Digitonics Labs. These websites have also been linked to Digitonics Labs and used to scam unsuspecting victims.
Yeah, so as I said, I've got legal threats already in my inbox from potentially these companies claiming that they're not associated. But we have the receipts. We have the FBI and Homeland Security investigating the links. These companies may not be directly they may not be the big companies behind it all, but they've got links. They're associated. They're in the same swimming pool. They're in the same bucket of soup. Now, while I read that paragraph, so this video doesn't go on all day long, we're going to just shut down all those windows so you can see them all. and we'll document all these companies, because I'm assuming since they know that we are coming for them, they'll probably freak out and get new domain names and move these websites on. Let's hope.
Accomplices of interest. These individuals are either fronts, handlers, or money mules working on behalf of Abtach, Digitonics Labs, or both. Isa Ferraqui, the very glamorous president of Abtach DMCC, based in Germany. Public-facing and often featured at trade shows for Ural Trade. Seen at Amalfi Coast, Ural Trade events. Yusra Essa Wahid, former Abtach employee who moved to Texas and became a money mule, opening multiple bank accounts and companies. Married to Habib Essa. Abdulaziz Mohammed Seema, Indian national relocated to Texas, allegedly part of a family network of money mules setting up companies like Tixona Marketing LLC, Max Mind Tech LLC, Hawks Technologies LLC.
Wow. Now, as I said, we've got a list of 213 website addresses with websites, each of them like this. I'm sure you don't want me to sit here and go through all of them, but I think you get the picture. And we want these names. Listen to this.
Asbabanu Abdulaziz Seema, wife of Abdulaziz, admitted in court documents to being a money mule for Abtach in Texas, setting up companies and banking infrastructure. Shemaz Kareem, also uses Shemaz Kareem Dossani, director of Craftech Innovations LLC and Creative Inc. Labs Incorporated, based in Texas. He has helped form multiple shell companies on behalf of Abtach, related to Binish Kareem, another prolific money mule forming websites and companies. Ramiz Moise, originally from Karachi, later in Australia, and now in Texas. A longtime Abtach Intersys frontman, connected to 360 Digital Marketing LLC, Retrocube 360 Digi Marketing UK.
And you know, I have to laugh because I get these emails going, oh no, we're not associated with them anymore. We've made our money and we've started up over here a legitimate business. Okay, if you say so. Now, interesting enough, we have got, the reason why I started getting involved in this is because one of the scams that we're busting is Regan Lynch, and we've got a photo of one of these scammers with Megan Lynch, which was quite interesting, and I'll show you that if I can find it in a second.
Importantly, Ramiz Moise has worked with Regan Lynch, a scammer I've been tracking for some time. Mohammed A. Hashmat, known company incorporator and money mule working for Digitonics Labs in Richmond, Texas. Acknowledgements. A massive thank you to Brian Krebs, a legend in cybersecurity journalism, Nat InfoSec, for investigative insights, Craig Silverman, for his work tracking global fraud networks.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't know if I have got that photo handy. It's in another screen. But yes, we have got a photo with Regan Lynch with the people that we've just had in that conversation. So let's have a look. A community response. What do we do now? We all know, even Michael in here that seems to have backed off a little bit at the moment. We all know this is a crime. We all know they got raided back in 2021, or whenever it was, and we all know that they're still providing services. So what are we sitting here waiting for, guys? We need you to be brave and provide us as much information as we can.
Community response and next steps. Help us blow the lid off this operation. Since publishing my investigation into Abtach, Intersys, Digitonics Labs, and related scam software houses, I've received an overwhelming response from insiders, whistleblowers, and victims, far more than anything I've seen in over 4 years of exposing Ponzi schemes and corporate fraud. More than 40 people have reached out privately via my LinkedIn article to share details, express support, or offer assistance. And not a single message came from a satisfied client. That alone speaks volumes. Some brave individuals have offered to appear on Zoom and speak openly, but given the risk to their safety and livelihood, I've decided not to put anyone in that position.
Yes, so I've just put my LinkedIn link in here. You can send me a message. You don't need to connect. And look, we've got 17 thumbs up, and now we have 6 thumbs down. So that means that they are watching and we are watching you. 6 thumb downs. Why would anyone give me the thumbs down for exposing a known scam network that has already been raided? It's just amazing. Okay, so we need some brave individuals. We might double up on this paragraph because I forgot where I was up to.
Some brave individuals have offered to appear on Zoom and speak openly, but given the risk to their safety and livelihood, I've decided not to put anyone in that position.
Sorry,
instead,
have read that.
I'll be recording a comprehensive follow-up video where I will lay out the tactics, technologies, and threats these organizations are using, based on a growing body of evidence, insider leads, and technical analysis. The goal is clear: to disrupt their operations, expose their bullying and blackmail strategies, and offer victims a secure, anonymous channel to come forward.
Now, think about this. Are you currently working in one of these powerhouse scam factories? Have they told you that if you speak out that they will go after your family? Have they held back money, claiming that you will get paid it when you get up to your sales figures? Well, we want to hear from you, because you are what this whole video is about. Personally, people who can afford to pay $100,000 to have their book written and they've lost their money to a scam factory, that's sad, but I can't get that money back. But what I can do is stop people who are working in these factories being exploited. Have they promised you they're going to get $2,500 a month if you work in these countries, but then they withhold your pay anyway? That's like a Ponzi scheme. You know what I'm saying?
What we still need to uncover: if you have any inside knowledge or documentation, please consider contributing. Your identity will never be revealed, but your insight can help bring these networks to their knees. Here's what we're actively trying to learn.
Look, Michael, you still have not mentioned the name of the arrest. I've got another hour of this to go yet, and I don't know who you are. And you seem like you know information or want information, but you haven't provided any information. But it's good that you're here, because if we've attracted everybody, then we're doing our job right. So this is what we need information on. And we can't always, I didn't know, isn't there a name in here? Like, you want the name, trial, where that, isn't that there, of the arrest?
Let me make it even more specific. Asneem Bilwani, that's Asneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul Aziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural Trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's Abtach, and I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So Seema, isn't that the name that you're saying that we haven't mentioned the name of the arrest? This was yesterday.
Seema, 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 Seema.
Is that the name you're looking for? Okay. Right. So what can you help us with? All right. We want to know how the scam works. We want you to tell us how the scam works, because it evolves. We're not saying we don't know how it works, or we're not saying we haven't got any of this information, but what we are doing is requesting more information from different people, different companies. If some of these companies have got an umbrella, and the umbrella is running 25 different brands, and they're all registered all over the world. You know, we want to know how each company operates, because we want to paint the biggest mind map ever of the biggest scam that may be going on in the world at the moment.
How are victims trapped into upselling cycles? Are there known cases of suicide or severe trauma linked to blackmail from Abtach, Digitonics Labs, or affiliates? How exactly does the upselling blackmail funnel operate inside these companies? What are the new names or front companies Digitonics Labs is using now? Why is P. at Shah still associating with Intersys Abtach? And what's stopping them from denouncing these operations? Which fraud vertical is the most profitable? Trademark registration scams, ghostwriting, book publishing fraud, impersonation schemes, for example, AT&T-style fake customer service exam cheating services.
Wow. Yeah, I just, we all get those phone calls. I normally get phone calls from telling people that my PayPal account's been used to buy some sort of scam fighting software, but these ones here is taking it to a new level, even though to you guys it may be just old because you're familiar with it. I don't know.
What new scams are emerging from the same playbook? What are the links between Intersys and Visco Tech? What role does Vinky Bashir play in this network? What is the nature of the relationship between Isa Faruqui and Asneem Bilwani? How much protection has Adil Ramani provided to Digitonics Labs from legal action? Which of these scam software houses is the worst in terms of employee abuse and exploitation? If you have any insight, no matter how small, I want to hear from you. You can message me directly on LinkedIn in total confidence. I will never reveal your name, identity, or location.
No, we won't. We'll keep all that stuff under zip and tie. So, so the last part of this is interesting.
This investigation isn't just about one company, it's about shutting down an ecosystem of fraud, intimidation, and exploitation hiding behind glossy websites and fake professionalism. Let's blow the whistle together, Danny D. Heck, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger.
Oh, we've got 7 thumbs down now, and we've got 17 thumbs up. So we're still up, guys. But anyone want to give us a thumbs up, be good. But every time I say about giving a thumbs up, so you'll need to log in to your web browser, give a thumbs up. We cannot track who gives us the thumbs up, so you are private if you're sitting here watching this. But I do appreciate giving the thumbs up if you can give it. Also, so that's the first blog, and yes, that was a mouthful and big blog. The last blog I am going to do is talking about the relationship that we have now with Pakistani people, which is really, really nice. And I used AI to create me a lovely picture of some Pakistani people giving me a hug, hugging the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. But the next blog is actually a marathon, so go get a cup of tea if you want. But this blog here was the latest and the greatest that we've done. I'm actually going to do this blog first. I'll change my mind because I just want to highlight how important it is for you guys to actually feel like you can reach out to me. The purpose of this video is really to build a relationship with you and me, and I want you to contact me on WhatsApp. I will ring you up. I can talk to you if you want, or you can ring me, or you can provide me information. I can ask you a few questions. We also have cases where if you reckon that you could crack open this whole case, that we have connections with, the FBI, we can put you in touch with a special agent, all that sort of stuff. But the best thing I can do for you is to keep everything you tell me anonymous. As like I say, screenshots, Excel sheets, anything like that, send them through to me. We will scoot them off into a secure place, and we'll use that to, go after these companies better.